Fam, what is going on? Good morning to you. It is Kyle Henderson. Bama Football on YouTube. Could I get a roll tide up inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Today is November 22nd, 2024. Alabama getting ready for the Oklahoma Sooners in Norman, Oklahoma. So today on the show, every single Friday, this is our score prediction show. So what that means is you call in to the show, give me your score prediction, and you give me your MVP. And if you want to chit chat about something else, have at it. I appreciate you guys being here. And thank you so much for everybody being up in the house, all right? Timothy, what's going on? Lisa, I see you inside the comment box. KTK, Big Chevy 205. Rocket Town, Rich B, Jarvis, Case, Clint Eastwood. Are you serious? Clint Eastwood is up in here. I love it. You got that Feel Good Friday vibe going on. Clint Eastwood. Don't let the old man in. I want to live me some more. All right, Callie Kane, what's up? I appreciate you guys. So, look, from the jump, we're going to, well, hold on. I got one thing to talk about, and then we'll go into our call-in show. All right, Lisa, good morning to you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Marty, what's up? Roll Tide to you. It's Roll Tide Friday. Okay. The forecast for this weekend brought to you in part by North Alabama Storm Chase. 66 for that tailgate. 59 for kickoff, 6:30 p.m. And then for the fourth quarter, you might have a light jacket, 55. I don't know. What's cold to you might be cold to somebody else. Dress accordingly to your body temperature. Antonio, what's up, man? Yeah, I appreciate it. Man, you know what? 40, have you ever seen that thing on Facebook where you like bend down? It's like, ow, dude, ow. Yo, you get 41, those things start to happen. Yeah, so thank you so much. Today is my birthday. I am 41 years old. Thank you so much. And the crowd goes crazy inside the comment box. Yes. And this morning I led my workout group, and we talked about like the different phases of life, and it's been amazing. It's been a really good ride. I feel like I'm at a really good point in my life, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Antonio. I had to talk about this. All right. Bryce Underwood, the number one player in the class of 2025. Really, he should be a part of the class of 2026 if you really want to know the truth. If you haven't seen this young man play, go look up his huddle highlights. It's unbelievable. What he's been able to do at the high school level is absolutely phenomenal. Number one player in the nation, right? Number one quarterback in the nation, was committed to LSU. Now, he is out of Michigan, and reportedly, Michigan was willing to pay him $10.5 million over 4 years to flip from LSU to Michigan. Now, yesterday, the news heard round the world was Bryce Underwood flipping from LSU to Michigan. Welcome to pay for play, okay? We know it exists. Here it is, and you're seeing it more frequently. The guy hasn't played one down of college football and already getting $10 to $12 million. Now, you can dive into the numbers, and reports are out there that LSU offered him to stay $1.5 million compared to 10 to 12 over 4 years. Yo, this is where we are at. What do you think about it? This is, and I think it's going to be impactful. You already see what's happening to Alabama's class, right? Caleb Cunningham, he went to Ole Miss, right? Turbo Rogers going to Ohio State. Dawson Merritt going to Nebraska. Does this mean that Ty Haywood could be going out to Michigan? Probably so. Man, who's going to turn this down? The thing about it is we have reached a point in time where it is pay for play. And I can't help but wonder about Alabama's recruiting class. So stay with me here. Talking Alabama's recruiting class. How many of these guys in the class of 2025 have signed paperwork to be a part of the class of 2025? 0. Okay? I think these recruits and the handlers behind these recruits are ultra smart. Think about this. Just hear my theory, okay? You commit to Alabama, you're going to get the Bama bump, a boost in your star rankings. Everybody is going to write about you. Everybody is going to become calling after you, right? Nonstop. And it's going to elevate you. And then your stock is going to rise, and then other programs out across college football are going to start coming at you because you haven't signed paperwork with big NIL deals over 2 years, over 4 years. And I think you're going to start to see that happen to Alabama's class. Now, can Alabama keep some of those guys? Is Alabama broke? No. But other programs have so much money. And this is a scary thing, too. Now I'm talking the NCAA transfer portal. What is going to happen with players that have increased their value for playing here at Alabama on ABC every single weekend if they just dip their toe into the transfer portal for one day just to hear other offers? Can you even imagine the offers that Ryan Williams would get if he just went into the transfer portal for one day? I know you don't like to hear it, but it is absolutely true. You know what scared me to death was when Ryan Williams said that the program that he almost committed to was Texas A&M. If Ryan Williams was to go into the transfer portal, which he's not going to, but if he was, I bet you Texas A&M would be the first big college program to be like, offer this dude $50 million. This is the world, and until the guardrails are put on place, how can you fault these kids? If somebody offered you $10 million over 4 years to go do the same job when someone offering you $1 million, you got to take it. This is where we're at in college football. So, saw Julian Lewis flip from USC to Colorado. That was expected. And then Bryce Underwood to Michigan. Here we are. Alabama and Oklahoma in action in Norman. Alabama 14-point favorite. I have been drinking the rat poison. I think that Alabama is absolutely going to do a lot of damage on the Sooners this coming weekend for a variety of reasons. Number one, I think Alabama's pass rush is going to have a field day against Alabama's quarterback. I think the turnovers are going to continue. I think Alabama is this is probably the week where we start to see them really turn into a buzzsaw. This team is climbing, and they are getting better and better every single week. The last 3 weeks, they finally really put it together on each side of the football. If they run the football, if they play good defense, they play good on special teams, this football, Dave Portnoy will have $1.1 million after the season is completed. Quincy is saying inside the comment box, if he's a running back, he's not coming to Alabama. Don't really feed their running backs here. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, let me ask you this before we get some calls in here. Let's put some over-unders, okay? On the rushing totals. How many carries for Justice Haynes this week against Oklahoma? 10 or more? Let's put it at 10. Do you think Justice Haynes carries the football more than 10 times against Oklahoma? More or less? Inside the comment box. Nicole, what's up? Good morning to you. Kimberly, Rocketown, Quincy, Ricky, Lisa. Appreciate you guys being here. William, what's up, man? More or less for 10 carries for Justice Haynes against Oklahoma. I'm going to say less. If I had to guess against Oklahoma, I think Jalen Milroe will run the ball 15 times. I think Jam Miller will run the ball 11 times. I think Justice Haynes will run the ball between 7 to 10 times. And I think Richard Young will run the ball 0 to 5 times. Moody is saying more. Hey, Kurt, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You know, GSP is asking if Courtney Morgan is working overtime. You know what? I think there's really nothing wrong with Kalen DeBoer's recruiting philosophy or Courtney Morgan and his approach. Nothing at all. In fact, these coaches can connect with the players on a really good level. Some could argue even better than last year's coaching staff, besides Coach Saban, right? But I think it comes down to the pay-for-play model that we're at. And, I mean, what is Courtney Morgan going to do, down the road if Michigan is offering Ty Haywood X amount of dollars and you can't match that because you have to, continue to use that NIL fund for other players or to keep other players that are already on the roster happy. I don't know. But Courtney Morgan, I mean, he's absolutely it. Okay, let's open up the phone lines. I appreciate you guys being here on the show. Call line is 205-850-1994. You know how it works. So you call in, give me your score prediction, give me an MVP, and then you can hit on another topic as well if you want. Something that's on your mind. You have a question for me, something like that. Let's have at it. So away we go, 205-850-1994. And if you call in and I don't recognize your number, don't take it as I don't like you or have some. I know some area codes because people call frequently. Some of them I don't. And that's how the show works. All right. So with that said, welcome in our good buddy, Angel from Pigeon Forge. Angel, what's up, my buddy?
What's up, Kyle?
How you doing, man? Good morning to you. I appreciate you being here.
Doing all right, man. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. And by the way, happy birthday, just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
On the 41st birthday. Yeah, I got mine coming up here pretty soon, December 2nd, so got that out of the way. But, yes, Kyle, you probably thought I was crazy when I said 60 points on Oklahoma. Well, I'm not crazy. This is going to be a field day for Alabama because Oklahoma right now is one of the worst teams in college football right now. And if you pull up their stats, whatever, they're pretty bad. Like they're like terrible. I'm like they're like one of the worst teams. Like even an FCS team can probably beat them. Like North Dakota State. I mean that's just how bad they are with Oklahoma. And Jackson Arnold, man, and Hawkins, they're turnover machines. If you saw them play, they're really bad. Okay, and I think they don't have enough depth and weapons to beat Alabama because I know this is like their Super Bowl or whatever. Same thing with Auburn coming up pretty soon. It's not going to be close because Oklahoma's offense is 117, which is pretty bad.
Yep. And
defense, top 30, sure, but Alabama, though, is way better overall, thematically and player-wise, and coaching because Brent Venables, he's a defensive-minded coach. Offense is not his forte like Coach Saban, but they're pretty terrible on offense. They're not going to get 20 points against Alabama. It's going to be 16 points is what they're going to get at most. 16 points.
Well, so what's the final? Give me the final score, Angel.
60 to 16.
60 to 16. I love it, man. I love the confidence. What about it? What about it?
66.
66. He's upping it. All right, 66 to 16.
Top.
All right, and what about MVP?
I'm gonna say Jalen because he's going to torch Oklahoma. Oklahoma can't defend. They're a Big 12 team. They're not SEC ready.
Yeah,
clearly, they're just wearing that patch because it's the money.
Yeah.
But I think Alabama runs away with it. 60 at most for Alabama to beat them. Pretty bad. It's not even close. So give me Alabama over the Sooners and Norman. That place is pretty crowded as well, like the seats and everything. So hopefully whoever goes to that game, make sure you're comfortable because those seats are terrible. I'm sorry. But anyway, Colin, I know you got more people coming in.
All right, man.
Alabama all the way. Roll Tide, and let's go.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Angel out in Pigeon Forge with the big score to open up, taking Alabama 66 to 16. And then he has Millie as the MVP. All right. Look, let me ask you something. Hey, Steven, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Oceanic Jazz, thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback inside the comment box. Let me ask you. Over under for Jalen Milroe at 3.5 touchdowns. So is he going to score more or less than 3 touchdowns in total against Oklahoma? I think you take the over all day long. I'm thinking 4 to 5 touchdowns for Jalen Milroe. I see someone inside the comment box says no one knows how this game is going to go. Usually I do love the feedback, and I just in my mind, and okay, you have to take this with me that I have already taken all the rat poison. So I'm rat poison when I'm thinking about this game. I look at the stats right here on the board, 117 on offense. And I also look to the fact that Oklahoma has allowed 41 sacks this year, which is the most in college football. I add those two things together and I look at Alabama's defense is playing. I just think that Alabama's defense continues to cause a lot of turnovers, which equates to Jalen Milroe having a lot of opportunities to put a lot of points on the board. That's what I'm going for. So maybe Angel out the gates isn't so far off. I don't know. A lot of people saying over for Jalen Milroe, 3.5 touchdowns. So you guys say more than 4 scores against Oklahoma. We go to a 4-1-7 next. 417, what's up? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? It's Timothy. I'm calling in from Kansas right now.
Timothy, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling in from Kansas. Come with it, man.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to score 16. I started, doing a little bit more digging.
Yeah.
And Jackson Arnold's the quarterback, and he's not all that athletic. He can throw a pretty good pass, here and there. I don't think they're going to even score 7 to 10. I think it's going to be like a 3 to 6 type of scoring range for them because they have really no running game. They have turned the ball over a lot just from QB fumbles, from getting pressured or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
getting sacked. They fumble the football at least like 10 times this season, which is, I think, probably the most in college football as well, other than Carson Beck, which is he's doing 10 by himself. But I have Alabama winning about 45-6. My MVP, I got the defensive line. I have a hot take for a second.
Okay.
I think the defense is going to get 7 sacks. 7.
Hot take.
And because it's 7 sacks, and Bray Hubbard will have a interception, maybe for a touchdown, but he gets tripped up short. So I'm
Man, I love it.
And I have you heard of Matt Be Great on YouTube?
Oh, I love Matt Be Great. Matt Be Great. Tell Matt Be Great I love him. Yo, his football takes are perfect. My favorite Matt Be Great video, because he pretty much dominates. So you have like Josh Pate, who's like the king of college football, right, with this show. But Matt Be Great and his takes on college football are fantastic. I'm sure you guys already subscribed to him. But my favorite one was when he was talking about Seth McLaughlin after he left Alabama. And he was like, look, I'm not no football coach, but it's not too hard to snap a football. And kind of went off and no. Matt Be Great, he's legit, 100%. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, he posted a video about why Keanu Coate was leaving.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And there's some guy on Twitter that said allegedly he texted Kalen DeBoer's oldest daughter and told her he can get this horse, followed by a picture. And then Kalen DeBoer found out, and he got suspended. And that's the reason why he's leaving. I don't know if that's right. I'm just saying it's not too far-fetched in today's society.
Man,
but
I saw those reports as well. I saw them on of course on X, and then I actually did see that video by Matt Be Great. Look, I have no idea if any of that is true. Keanu Coate, as you know, he texted and he was like, "Stop the cap, God don't like ugly." I don't really dive into that sort of stuff because I don't like to talk about stuff that I don't know about. But who knows? I mean, it's a wild world out there, so who knows? But him leaving puts Alabama in an interesting position because at the Wolf position, you have him leaving, and then with Q-Rob out, right? So then you look at that position specifically. Thank goodness Quay Rusa is ready to play, and then I think you have an emergence of Yanzi Pierre, right? Yanzi Pierre,
Yep.
I just think he's going to be a guy that we're talking about, just like we're talking about Bray Hubbard, because, he's waited his time, and we've been curious to see Yanzi get onto the field. So whenever he has an opportunity, I already think he's ready. I think it's just kind of been a depth deal. So we'll have to see, man. But, yeah, Timothy, I appreciate the call, man. 45-6, and thanks for calling in, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. Timothy has it. So recapping the scores: Angel from Pigeon Forge has it 66-16. Milroe being the MVP. Timothy out of Kansas has it 45-6. The defensive line coming in with this hot take: 7 sacks on Oklahoma's quarterback, which might not be too far fetched because they've allowed 41 sacks this season, right? And then under 10 points, they have no running game, turnovers. We go back to the phone lines. 910. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's up, Kyle? It's Christian from California.
Christian, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling in, man. Before we get going, man, let me give 2 shout-outs into the comment box, man. First of all, Jarvis in with the 20 spot. He says, happy birthday, Kyle. Thanks for all your hard work you put out each and every day and the quality you give us to Alabama football fans. So glad we have you to cover Alabama football. Yo, Jarvis, salute to you, man. Thank you so much. You are my guy inside the comment box when I need odds. You're always here, man, so I definitely appreciate you, man. Real respect, real. And then we have Lisa McClendon, who has just become a fan funder of the YouTube channel. So thank you very much for continuing to support Bama Football on YouTube. I really, really appreciate it. Back to the phone lines. Christian out in California. Come with it, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. I want to first say, hey, man, happy birthday. My birthday is coming up Monday, so
that's
I feel you on that, man.
Yeah, so you're in the range to where sometimes Thanksgiving does Thanksgiving sometimes fall on your birthday?
Yeah, it does.
So happy early birthday. And that's a weird thing sometimes too, like because you have the family, and then if like Thanksgiving's on your birthday, it's kind of like a little bit uncomfortable because they're like eating the turkey and they're like, happy birthday. You know, it's a little, it makes you feel a little weird, but no, I love it, man. So happy early birthday to you, Christian. I hope that you have an amazing year. I hope that the holiday season hits you in the warm, fuzzy spot of your life, man. And I hope that you have an amazing year, man. So happy early birthday to you. But Christian, come with it, man. What's your score prediction for this game between Alabama and Oklahoma?
Oh, man, I appreciate it. But, yeah, man, I'm thinking Alabama, the score is going to be 40-6. And that's my score prediction for that. I think at the beginning of the game, you know, in Norman, Oklahoma's going to come with it. The energy is going to be there. They're going to try to knock Alabama off. We all know that. But I just think Alabama, the way that their defense is playing right now, I think they're just going to overwhelm Oklahoma on that defensive front. And I think that offensive line is going to finally start getting more push. And we're just going to be able to ball control. And then at some point in time, we're just going to hit them over the top, man.
Mm-hmm.
I really find it hard for teams nowadays to stop Alabama, especially as good as they've been playing as of lately, especially on defense, man. And it's crazy to say that, you know, when Keon Sabb went down, how I'm more confident in Bray Hubbard than I am in Keon Sabb just because of his overall grade and run support. And, I mean, I was worried about him versus that LSU game, and, man, he took all doubt that I had away just with the way that he was playing. You know, we have the number 1 linebacker in the entire country in Jahad Campbell and probably like a top 5 linebacker in Deontay Lawson right behind him. A great backup in Justin Jefferson. And then I understand everybody's worried about, you know, with Robinson now, but, man, Quay Russaw, man, there's not much you can really say about him that's negative. You know, he stepped up to the plate. He's done everything that he's supposed to have done. So I think the corners, you know, I think those young guys are starting to figure it out, you know. So I'm not too worried about the defense anymore. At this point, I just want to see a clean game from Alabama, just like we was in LSU. Not too many penalties or not too many drive killers or extending plays or extending drives with penalties on defense and things like that. I think Alabama's starting to get it together. So, like I kind of said at the beginning of the year when I first called in, it's going to be about the team who heats up at the right time. I think Alabama's going to heat up at the right time. So, I feel like the score's going to be 46. We're just going to be able to overwhelm them. As far as my
who's your MVP?
As far as my go ahead.
No, we need your MVP score.
Yeah, so my MVP offensively, I'm definitely going to say Jalen Milroe. I believe this time, you know, he's going to run when he has to, but he's going to save his legs for that Auburn game. So I think he'll actually be able to throw a little bit on this secondary. And then for my defensive MVP, I'm going to go with Malachi Moore.
Ooh.
I think Malachi gets at least 8 tackles with an INT. He's been getting interceptions here compared to the last 3 years he's been here. So he's been doing his thing.
Appreciate the call, brother. Thanks, Christian. Thanks for chiming in, man. Happy early birthday next week,
Yeah,
man. All right, take it easy.
All right, man.
That was Christian. We got a 903 and 813 coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Oceanic Jazz, I liked saying that username. And with the $9.99 super chat saying, happy birthday, my man. Any predictions on Bama's third down offense and defensive percentages this Saturday? I don't know if I have any predictions on the third down offense. I would imagine that, anything over 50% is positive. You want to retain in those numbers. But on the defensive side, Alabama's actually been trending back up in terms of their third down defense, which I think is critical at this point of the year, right? Get off the field in critical downs, even short yardage situations. Can you stuff a run? Can you come up, when it's 3rd and 13? Can you be aware that they might run a screen? Can your secondary stand up? And you have to be able to do that regardless of the opposition that you're playing, whether it's Oklahoma, whether it's LSU, because I promise you, you're going to get your best, everything you have from Oklahoma and from Auburn. Like, these schools want to derail Alabama 100%. I mean, if you beat Alabama at this point in time, there's so much to sell to your recruiting class, right? It probably retains some of the coaching jobs. You just have to beat Alabama one time and your job is safe for like 3 more years. Seriously. So, that's just kind of the world we live in. So I would expect to see, Oklahoma try to put together their best game plan. Same thing with Auburn next week. We go back to the phone lines, and we have a 903. Hey, thanks for chiming in. I appreciate you. Who am I on the line with? Where are you calling in from?
So, Quincy, Cal, how you doing?
What's up, Quincy? I appreciate you being here, man. Quincy calling out of Texas. Welcome to the show, Quincy. Today is November 22nd, and you're on the line, man. Welcome on in.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Quincy. It's been good chopping it up with you, and welcome on in, and thank you so much for the birthday wishes.
Yes, sir. My old lady's birthday was on the 6th.
Oh, okay.
Well, Cal, the thing is with this game, Alabama's going to win handily because Oklahoma's offense, they just can't do it. But their defense is pretty good. So I watched a couple of their games, and the thing is, their defense is on the field so much because of lack of offense. That's where Alabama is going to beat them at. It's going to run through them. So my score prediction about 42-14. I'm going to give them 14 points.
Mm-hmm.
I give it to them. But MVP, Jalen Rose going to run all the balls, which I still don't get. But even against Mercer, our running backs don't run the ball.
Yep.
I'm not understanding that.
Yep.
And I think that hurt us in the playoffs. The teams are going to prepare for that. Hey, eventually they're just going to stop worrying about the running back. Yeah, you may get gas one good time, but they're going to focus on me and start lighting them up. I seen them get hit close to the goal line a couple games back when I forgot the name of the team, but we thought he was hurt. He did get hurt a little bit, but they kept it inside. But anyway, I think I want to see more of the running backs running the ball instead of putting them in blocking. You got Justin Haynes and Jam Miller, Rich Young. I mean, hey, give them guys the ball, run the ball with the running back. I know it sounds cliche or we say it every week, but geez.
Yeah.
What's for Alabama's recruiting class for us running backs? I mean, Turbo's already decided not to come.
Mm-hmm.
Who else you going? Eventually, you can't keep throwing the ball all over the field or running with your QB. You're going to have a running game. All those championship teams that won, guess what? They had running backs that ran the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got to say, Kyle. Hey, roll tide, man. Go Jam Miller.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. All right, good call from the 903. Yeah, you know, one of the things that stands out to me when I continue to watch this team is even though their offense, and as you can see, you look at the offensive numbers overall, 39.5 points a game, which is 8th in the nation, 438 yards per game, which is 30th in the nation, rushing yards per game, 191, is, you know, it doesn't seem like they let any of these running backs get in a true rhythm. Now, we have seen at times some of the running backs just rip off big plays, but we haven't seen a running back, for example, carry the ball even over, 15 or 16 times this year, which isn't a lot. I mean, you look to Tennessee's running back, I think Dylan Sampson gets the football at minimum like 21 times. And I think while you do have Jalen Milroe, you have these other running backs that I think are capable to carry the workload and keep the wear and tear on Jalen Milroe down. Then again, it's like Milroe is like that guy. But I didn't like – the one thing that I didn't like against Mercer was why were you running designed runs against Mercer? Mercer and Alabama, two completely different teams. Like, that is just asking. Like, I didn't like that. I don't want Jalen Milroe running design runs against Mercer. And the other thing that I didn't want is Ryan Williams returning punts against Mercer either. I want Ryan Williams returning punts when we get into the playoffs, period. But like games like that, I don't, keep the wear and tear like down on some of those guys. I'm nitpicking here, but those are my thoughts. All right, 813, I think we got Case up next. Case, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here.
Yo, what's going on, Kyle? Happy birthday, man.
Yo, man, thank you so much, man. Before we get started, Case, let me give a shout out to Kenneth inside the comment box. Kenneth, and with the 10 spot saying happy birthday, Kyle. Roll Tide. Shout out to Jermaine Whitehead, number 9. Yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chat. Definitely shout out to number 9, Jermaine Whitehead. Yo, I appreciate you, Kenneth. Thank you so much for supporting the show and the Alabama football players right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Case out in Tampa, thanks for calling in. Score prediction so far. A lot of people saying a big score prediction. Angel so far, 66-16. Timothy from Kansas, 45-6. Christian from California, 40-6. Quincy from Texas, 42-40. We've gone pretty much across the country. We went to Tennessee, to Kansas. We went to California. Then we went to Texas. Now we're going all the way to Tampa for Case. So, Case, man, welcome into the show, man. Thanks for being here.
Hey, well, I want to say, first of all, about the birthday, you don't look a day over 30, Kyle, so good for you. You got the good genetic roll. You're a lucky man. And
I appreciate that.
I'm going to keep rolling with those high scores, man. I think it's going to be 42-10. I think that's going to be the final score. The MVP situation is going to be it depends on how the game plays out early. What I've noticed about DeBoer is if we're not up by 2 touchdowns, he doesn't let them tote the rock a lot. So it just depends on how up we are early in the game in the first half. But my original MVP, I'm going to go because it's been a minute for him to pop off. And I think he may pop off if we're throwing the ball a lot. I think it's going to be Ryan Williams. If we're not throwing the ball a lot and we're running, I think it's going to be my main man, Jam Miller. I think it'll be him. I hope so. I want him to get plenty. I'm telling you, I think Jam Miller is one of the best running backs in college football. He just doesn't get the chance to run it.
Yeah, I know.
And the defensive MVP is going to be Jahad Campbell without a doubt. I think there's a big mismatch error there. I know we were hard on Womack and his swarm D early on, but he's changed the look, and he's been. I think. We've had the same defense for 17 years. Not the same exact defense, but the defensive scheme has been the same for 17 years under Nick Saban. And it's hard, especially with a lot of those guys that were there before, because not only you're not just changing positions or changing the names are different, the calls are different, everything is different. And I think we're hitting our stride at the perfect time in the year. I think we're not backed up against the wall, but we know if we lose anything else, we're out.
Yep.
So our guys are locked in, and I think we're going to have a really good game. I think it's going to be 42-10. Another player I think we should all really watch out for, I'm going to put this out there, C.J. Dupree. There's a really
Ooh.
bad mismatch there.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, Brent Venables is a great coach. Absolutely. He's a great defensive-minded coach. But when you look at the actual mismatch, when I go back to the stats and I go to the games that Oklahoma has either won or lost, they have a really bad mismatch when it comes to picking up, blocking, and releasing tight ends. And C.J. Dupree is an absolute stud who fights for yards after he's a release and catch. And so watch out for C.J. Dupree this Saturday. It just depends on the formation that we're in, the plays that we're calling. The other thing, too, the last call, it wasn't the last call, but the one before, who touched on Bray Hubbard when he talked about Keon Sabb going out, he is 100% right. And I don't know if you guys watched the new podcast that came out with Bray Hubbard with Ryan Williams and Jalen Mbakwe, but Bray Hubbard, he played QB. And so he just like you said, he is a ball hawk. He knows he can read where that QB is going to go, and it's a turnover. He's a turnover machine, unfortunately. I think we get another 3 or more turnovers this game.
Yeah. And
that's going to keep them from scoring and making that score closer. And that's why I think we're going to possibly score more than 42. But I think that's a solid score, 42-10. And the last thing I want to touch on, I hate to kick a man when he's down, but I'm also watching a really important game. This is a really important game. Charleston Southern 1-10 versus 1-9 FSU. Man, I'm really hoping for a good game there, man. I gotta just kick FSU while they're down. But I'm really curious. But I'd like to see Charleston Southern win that game.
Oh my goodness, that would be wild. I appreciate the calling, man. Thanks for chiming in, Case. Appreciate you, bro.
Happy birthday, Kyle. I'm going to hit you with a gift here in a minute.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. That's Case out in Tampa. We got some super chats rolling in. We got Efron with the 50 spot, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the happy birthday wishes. Then we got a $2 spot up at the top from Roll Tide with $2. I guess it's out in California. That's what's up. So thank you so much for continuing to support the show right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Friday. Let your hair down. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to get this after the show. I'm going to try to get everything cut. I don't know. It'll be tough. But the new Gladiator came out. Is anybody watching this new Gladiator? And I just got invited to see it. Yo, Kaysen with the 99. Now I'll be able to see it. Going to the movies can be expensive. Case, man, thank you so much. Holy cow. I appreciate that, man, with the 99 spot. Whoa. Yo, thank you, man. Thank you so much, Case. But I want to go see the new Gladiator. And I hope it's not one of these things to where it's kind of a letdown, because the first Gladiator, they did it like it's perfect. Same thing I even feel with Troy. So kind of curious to see how this new Gladiator turns out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Roll Tide's coming up from Canada, our friendly neighbor up to the north. We appreciate it. All right, 531 up next, following Case's 100 spot, and then Efron with the 50, man. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. All right, 531. Hey, who am I on the line with and where you calling in from?
It's Brad from Omaha calling in today. How you doing, Kyle?
What's up, Brad? I appreciate you, man. I'll get used to that 513, man. But happy Friday, man, and thanks for calling in.
First things first, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Many blessings to you this morning.
Appreciate it.
Many, many blessings.
Thank you.
I called in on Wednesday, and I said 49-10.
49-10.
I'm going to dial it back just a little bit. I'm going to actually go 42-3.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to spot them a field goal. I'm going to take a touchdown away from each team. I think Bama just wants to go in there, score, run the ball, play good defense, good special teams, get out of there, get ready for Auburn next week. This is just one of those games where they're going to come out on fire on defense. Both teams are going to come out firing on defense. I just don't think Oklahoma's going to keep up. That offense is just bad. That offense is just so bad. So even with 2 weeks, I just don't know if they're going to have enough schemed up. They might get some chunk plays. I don't know if they're going to turn those chunk plays into scores.
Yeah, I think that Let's see. Angel coming in with some breaking news. Kyle, the Giants just released Daniel Jones, now ESPN. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. Daniel Jones, man, because they're starting DeVito. What's crazy is in fantasy football world, I have Rutledge, who's playing DeVito this next week for Thanksgiving. So I'm nervous about that. So Brad, on the line with Brad from Omaha, he has it 42-3. You know what? I think that's a common theme with this game. I think that Alabama's defense is just going to be too much for Oklahoma's offense. I mean, the only thing is, look, I do have respect for Brent Venables. I do. I think when he was at Clemson, what he did with the defense is pretty good. Quincy hit on the fact that they have a pretty good defense. Number 23 overall in the country, which I think kind of makes my ears perk up a little bit, but I just think that they're not going to have the offensive firepower to even make this game close. And again, I've already told everybody out there I'm way deep on the rat poison. This is probably the most confident game that I've felt all year. A couple reasons why. Number one, I think the defense has finally come around. The offense is just a machine. And I think that they know what's at stake. And sometimes when you know what's at stake, that makes things better because there's no questioning. You lose, you're out. You need style points. We understand that because they're held to a different standard. I'm telling you what, if this game is look, Jarvis, what was the score of Oklahoma and Wisconsin? If that's the same, if Alabama only beats Oklahoma by a touchdown, oh my goodness, just wait to see what will happen. It won't just be like, oh, they won a quality SEC road game. No. Like, it will be this whole thing, and Alabama will continue to fall down the ladder. Brad, what you got for like an MVP?
So I'm going to just say I want a complete team win. If I'm going to go MVPs on offense, give me the offensive line. This game is going to be a little chilly in Norman. This is a game where they just got to buck up, dominate that front seven, and just make them quit early. Because then once you make them quit early, we can start taking shots down the field and get Jalen in a little bit of a rhythm, get the offense going in a rhythm. And once we get it out of hand and out of reach, just run the football, get behind those big hogs, and let's just go. Give me the offensive line for the MVP on offense. Defense, I'm going to go with the linebackers. This is a game they're going to tear it up.
Yeah.
I don't know that line can protect Jackson Arnold or Michael Hawkins Jr., whoever's going to be playing quarterback for Oklahoma. I think they're going to have a rough night. It's just going to get out of hand very quickly. I think that Kane Wommack's going to scheme up a lot of things that is going to confuse these quarterbacks. They're young. They're going to be antsy to play this game because they've had 2 weeks to prepare. I think this is a game where, our linebackers are just going to have a free shot. I think he's going to scheme up some blitzes that's going to give them a free shot at the quarterback quite a bit in this game.
I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for chiming in, Brad.
Yep, appreciate it. Happy birthday, Roll Tide.
Thank you, brother. All right, that was Brad. We got Chris from New Jersey, and I think we have Adam Mompello coming in too. That's a 770. It might not be 770. You're in the 2 spot. Chris from New Jersey. We're gonna bring you in just a second. Special thanks to everybody that has contributed via super chats today. We got Jarvis in with the 20 spot. Lisa McClendon became a fan funder. Kenneth Biles in with the 2 spot. Oceanic Jazz in with a 9 spot. Kenneth Biles in with $10. We have Roll Tide up from Canada with $2, and then the heavy hitters today, Ephraim with 50, and then Case with the 99. So we got things rolling and cooking today. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for joining the Friday call-in show right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And look, there's going to be news that continues to happen. I would probably keep your ear to the ground in terms of the recruiting news. Looks like things are interesting with Ty Haywood maybe going out to Michigan. It looks like things have picked up with Derek Meadows, who's committed to LSU. He's a wide receiver. Considering that Underwood is now going to Michigan, that could be something interesting. Look, Alabama has a fantastic quarterback coming in. I don't think this can be overstated enough. I mean, Keelan Russell is that guy. And if you want high-level wide receivers, he's going to attract those guys. Right now, you have Latsier Brooks, but you have an open spot or 2 for some wide receivers to come on in. Ephraim saying inside the comment box that the winter season is coming. Have your battery, your wiper blades, your tires, your coolant, and any major issues for the next coming winter months. Ephraim AKA he's like AutoZone inside the comment box. Hey, AutoZone, that could be a sponsor for us, right? Kevin is asking how old. So today is my 41st birthday, Kevin. So I'm 41 today. All right. So Chris from New Jersey, you ready to do this? Let's do it, man. Warm up the vocal cords. Here we go. Chris from New Jersey, man, come with it.
Kyle, happy birthday, my friend.
I
Happy
appreciate
birthday.
you. Thank you so much, man.
My wife's birthday is the 17th, so you
No
guys
way.
are birds of a feather, man.
Yeah,
This is Chris from New Jersey. It's that November 17th. What are you guys, like Scorpios or
well,
something?
you know what? It's always okay. So inside the comment box, I have a non-related football question for you. And for those of you that understand astrology and all that sort of stuff, what is the 22nd? Because I've always heard that I'm on the cusp. So I'm like a Sagittarius / Scorpio. I don't know what that means, but it seems if you were to page open an astrology or look at a newspaper,
wow.
I don't know.
So you're actually, it says Sagittarius.
See, but then someone else watch. Just wait. Someone be like, "You're a Scorpio." It's a whole thing. So I still don't know. So whatever. But happy belated birthday to your wife on the 17th. I hope she's well.
I'm going to tell her you said that, Kyle.
Yeah, you should. And tell her
she says
that,
happy birthday to you, my friend.
Exactly. And look, I mean, life isn't that complicated. If you have a happy wife, you have a happy life, right? So Chris, I know you get just a segmented amount of calls during the week, which she allows, so that's fine. So here we are on Friday, November 22nd, man. What's your score prediction for Alabama, Oklahoma?
Well, you know what my score prediction is. It's just win, baby, just win. And I don't want to go to negative town on your birthday or Friday because everybody's happy. But listen, and I'm going to give a reference to the Mafia because I know that Max in the chat likes the Mafia when I said going to the mattresses in Milrow. But listen, and I'm not a bettor. I used to work. I work in finance, and I've worked with degenerate gamblers who have lost a fortune. And let me just tell you something. In the old Mafia terms, Kyle, is the bookies the bookies drive Cadillacs and the bettors drive shitboxes. Pardon my French. So if you look at the odds started out at 14, then they moved to 14.5, and now they're 13.5. So and people are like, okay, 2 touchdowns is a lot of points. So do I feel that we're going to have a good win? Yes. But listen, let's not get. I just want to remind everybody. We just win, baby. We win and we're in. We win and we're in. And so I listen. I want to go to Oklahoma. I want to have a great game. And what's funny, Kyle, is I'm going to a family party tomorrow for a birthday party, and it's my brother-in-law said, "Oh yeah, come around 3, and then you could stay through the game. Bring your computer so you can watch the game with your friends." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be bringing my computer because I'm going to be leaving it at home when I go home to watch the game with my friends in my own home." So there you go. I see Adam saying happy birthday. So anyway, just win out, baby. That's all I'm happy about. Now, listen, Case, I'm sure, happiest for Case's contribution to you. That was a great, Case. But he stole my thunder. I thought that Ryan Williams was going to be the MVP, like he said, as a reemergence after they have to try to stack the box a little against Milrow. And I think also that breakdown of the tight end, C.J. Dupree, they have a weakness where I'm sure Sheridan is dialing up a whole bunch of tight end passes and screens, et cetera. So, and listen, defense, they're going to, they're unfortunately for Oklahoma, they started out the year, they were up there with the potential, but they lost linemen, wide receivers. So I mean, my guess on MVP on defense, I'm gonna throw out Quay Russaw.
Okay.
He has 2 sacks tomorrow. he has his breakout game against Oklahoma. So listen, Kyle, happy Friday, happy birthday, my friend. I will be in my own home to be on the watch party, no matter what time it comes on. And don't forget, just in case anything goes down, like you got to have a couple outfits. Go buy yourself a birthday hat today, and we'll talk tomorrow, my friend.
All right, man.
Happy birthday.
All
Well
right,
timed.
man. Take it easy. All right, Chris calling in from New Jersey. We got a 770 and a 201 coming up next right here on Bama Football. It got me thinking other like celebrity birthdays on the 22nd. So I saw Scarlett Johansson. She is 40. You also have Jamie Lee Curtis. You have Rodney Dangerfield. Let's see who else we got here. Juju Smith-Schuster. All right. And then some other celebrities that I guess I don't know. Haley Bieber as well. Okay. We go back to the phone lines after Chris from New Jersey. So let me recap some of these scores, okay? Angel, the biggest one so far, 66-16. His MVP is Milroe. Timothy from Kansas has it 45-6. Christian from California has it 40-6. Quincy from Texas has it 42-6 with and he says to watch for Oklahoma's defense. Case has it 42-10. His MVP is Ryan Williams. Brad from Omaha has 42-3. And then Chris, who just called in, he's always a just win, baby. And that is Chris Maltasanti. Does anybody know where Chris Maltasanti is from? Sound off inside the comment box. I think I might fire up that series again. The other thing is, look, I think I might have to finally watch it. Thank you, Adam. It is The Wire. I think I might start watching The Wire. And I'm not a guy who watches, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch shows. But I know I'm so loyal to The Sopranos. That is like my show. But I've heard that from people who I trust that The Wire is like a little bit better than The Sopranos, which blows my mind because how could that even be possible? I don't know. I'm going to have to finally dive in. Next on line, 770. Hey, you're on line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on line with and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? This your boy Jimmy from Birmingham. What's going on,
Jimmy,
buddy?
what's up, man? Jimmy from Birmingham. I appreciate you.
Man,
Thanks for chiming in, man.
what's going on? Yeah, man. I see you don't have no new hoodie. I don't see no Bama logo on that hoodie.
You know what? The clothes are in the wash, so it's it's wash day. So and the crazy thing is yesterday.
Man.
So yesterday I did a load of laundry, and then so on Tuesday when I worked out here, it was pouring rain, and God, a rookie mistake. I wore my starter shoes, like not starter the brand, but like my first shoes, right? I wore them out to the rain, and they were soaking wet.
Messed them up.
Oh, I ruined them. And look, so you know how it is. When your shoes get soaked with rain, it's pretty much good night, Irene, right? So anyways.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, man, happy birthday,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Happy birthday, man.
I appreciate you.
So it seems like you're a cross between a Sagittarius and a Scorpio.
Thank
so I
you.
just call you a Scorpio.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Because everyone's like, you're a Sagittarius, you're a Scorpio. So I never know. So anyways.
Right. My son's a Sagittarius. His birthday is on the 1st of December. So
Yeah.
But look, man, hey, we got Oklahoma and Oklahoma, of course. I think we'll go down there, man, and just handle business, feed those running backs, man. Nothing. I don't see nothing that we need to do too crazy. Just kind of play normal. Kind of look at the film from LSU. We played the toughest defenses so far. I mean, Tennessee was a tough defense. South Carolina was a tough defense. Oklahoma defense is. I don't think their defense is not like theirs. So. I think we'll be fine on that part, but I don't see any major issues besides penalties. Just to get that road game mentality and just kind of control the penalties, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll, and also don't be looking ahead of Auburn. Auburn's they're gonna give us our best shot. But I tell you one damn thing, Auburn better watch out too. Texas A&M may rough them up a little bit, but. I think we'll be. Just a great. It's like one of those. I just have a great feeling about this game. I'm thinking maybe a 4 or 5 touchdown win, like a 45-17, maybe somewhere in there. Oklahoma's offense just doesn't impress me at all. So, what else did I want to mention?
MVP.
As far as defense,
we got an MVP too. Well, you never really said, to be honest, a score prediction.
45-17.
Okay, so 40. Okay, sorry if I missed that. 45-17. And then what about for MVP?
MVP as far as defense, man, it's close. You know what, man? I'm going to probably give it to Jahad Campbell.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I know, what are you, 40, Kyle? 40, 41?
41, yeah.
Hey, I don't know if the older cats would agree with me, but I don't know if you remember Bill Bates that played for the Dallas Cowboys back in the day.
Yeah, Bill. Let's see.
He was a safety.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, he was a safety that played for the Cowboys back in the day. That's who Bray Hubbard kind of reminds me of.
Well, I like that.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just the way he is starting to, he's like a ball hawk. That's what Bray Hubbard. He reminds me of like a Bill Bates kind of guy. And I'm thinking it's going to be. It wouldn't surprise me if Hubbard gets an interception or two, because he's always around the ball. And those receivers, man, it's like when they've seen this guy hit, and he's almost want to take your head off.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, I would go, if it's not Jahad Campbell, I would go with Bray Hubbard, surprisingly, on defense.
I was thinking about, you bring up a good thought of like thinking about safeties. You bring up, Bill Bates. You could think about like a John Lynch, but how about like a Ronnie Lott? I mean, I don't know, because Ronnie Lott's like
I was gonna say Ronnie Lott too.
And the reason I bring up Ronnie Lott is because of his ability to come clean up. Like, I don't know if Bray is at that point yet, because like you can't. Ronnie Lott is like the guy, right? But in terms of physicality, I 100% think that Bray Hubbard is probably the hardest hitter on the defense, right? I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and that kind of scares me for Saab. I mean, I know he's a good player, but I don't know, dude. I don't know if you're going to be able to start now, because, I mean, once he gets healthy, man, Bray Hubbard might be that starting safety again. And Saab may have to just, wait it out. But we'll see, though. Maybe they'll rotate once he gets back in. But, I really love Bray Hubbard back there. I really love him. But I think we'll be good, man. Just don't look over, okay, we got Auburn next, and we can kind of complacent. Just go in there and just kind of take the fans out of the game, make them leave around third quarter like they did at LSU. So, I think it'll be a sweet game, good game. And if we're up 24, 28 points third quarter, take Miro out. Let Ty Simpson come on in. No need to keep running Jalen Miro on the third quarter. You have 24 points. Let him rest, get ready for Auburn. Use those legs against Auburn. And I think that's pretty much it, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in, Jimmy. Take it easy, man.
Happy birthday, Kyle.
All right, thanks, brother. All right, take it easy. Yeah, I do. You know what? In regards to Bray Hubbard, I like the Vinny Sinceri. And like the comparisons of, you can't just throw Ronnie Lott's name like that. So I got you, Robert Mahan. I'm a 49ers fan too. And you can go watch Bray on Ryan Williams' latest podcast. He's like the latest featured guest. And you know what? I've had calls this morning that talk about the fact that, and I feel on board, just even what Jimmy was saying too, that think about this, let's just say somehow Keon Sabb got healthy, right? He came back. I think most of us would probably want Bray Hubbard in the starting position, right? He's playing at the right level. The defense is playing at a high level. And I'm not sure why. I felt like Keon Sabb was kind of trending a little bit the opposite way. Maybe he was starting to slump out. I don't know. The one thing I will say, though, about Keon Sabb is the way that he played against Tennessee. I think he played that game with like a broken foot or something like that, right? All right, 201 up next. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, it's Adam calling from Georgia. How's it going?
Adam, what's up, man? I thought you were at 770. I forgot you're at 201. So I appreciate you being here, man. What's up?
Absolutely. Well, first, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
The 40s are a good decade, so welcome.
Yeah, I love it, man. Thank you so much.
So my view on this thing is that the game is going to be very close. And I think we have to remember that, look, against Missouri, they didn't have their starting quarterback. Against LSU, Milroe ran all over them, but that game plan is not going to work against OU. And Mercer, well, Mercer's Mercer. So I think to win this game, Milroe's going to have to throw the ball 25 to 30 times and be efficient. And I think that we're going to have to take them seriously because they have the 18th ranked defense in the country. And it's going to be close because the last three games are not as good of a barometer because of the reasons I just stated. So I'm predicting 27-20 Alabama, and the MVP is going to be Ryan Williams.
MVP is Ryan Williams. All right, Adam, we always talk about this. I got to talk about it with you. It's Jalen Milroe at quarterback. Is this guy, is he a first-round pick? Where do you have him right now on your draft board?
I think he could be a first-round draft pick. After I've seen him this year, I think he's progressed a lot. Still has a ways to go, but I think he's done a great job. And I think he's probably at this point a late first-round, early second-round pick. I think the way that he breaks through is by breaking through as a passer in this game. If he can go, say, 20 for 28 for 310 yards with 3 touchdowns and even an interception, he's going to start establishing himself as a passer in addition to being an electric runner. Once he gets that down, then that dual threat is not going to be matched by any prospect, but he's got to show us that he's not the passer that he was against Tennessee and that he is the passer that he was against Georgia. And if he can be consistent for the remainder of the season, he will be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Adam, while we got you on the line?
Nope. A great talking to you as always, Kyle, and great show.
All right, man. Thank you so much. All right. Our good buddy Adam calling in from Georgia. Appreciate the call. 708, you're up next. Hey, what's going on? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Yo, what's up, Kyle? It's Rob from Chicago. How are you doing? Happy birthday, man.
Rob, what's up, man? Calling in from Chicago. I love Chicago, man. I love Common. The times that I've been up to Chicago, I love it because I've been treated well up there. I think they have underrated food. The sports teams, I mean, you could pick. They have every single pro team that you could ever want. It would be, I don't know if you grew up there or whatever, but I'm sure if you grew up in Chicago, it was probably a good experience for you. Rob from Chicago, man, come with it, man. Appreciate you being here.
Man, I think we're going to do pretty good. I like this game. I like kind of looking at it like the Missouri game. I think it may look a little close in the beginning, but we could probably lean on them enough that by the end, it's not really close. We have it in hand. I'm thinking like 34-3, 34-7. First half MVP, probably Jalen Milroe. And then I think Jam or Justice is just going to keep leaning on him with the offensive line in the second half, and we'll keep it out of hand.
You think that I've been saying this, like the way that this team is played right now, they still haven't played their best game. But if you're looking down the road, at this team, are they playing well enough right now to make a serious run at this national title? Like, are you starting to feel that when you look way down the field at Rat Poison?
The defense is for sure. I mean, the offense has gotten better every week. It's looking more consistent now. I mean, with LSU, Mercer, the last few games here, it's been consistent enough. I just think we got Jalen, we have Ryan Williams. We need one more star to pop on this team. I know Jeremy's been kind of quiet past few weeks here, but got some guys, man. Kendrick Law, I think that's one guy that everybody forgets about. He has all the talent in the world. If you get him the right plays in this offense, he could make plays. I mean, they're gonna be covering keying on Ryan Williams. They're gonna be keying on Jalen Milroe. That guy is so fast, man. He can make plays.
Yeah. Any player that has impressed you that we really haven't kind of hit on, within our shows, or one guy that's kind of like standing out?
I mean, not anybody that you haven't hit on already. I mean,
right. I think a trending guy is like, of course, like a Bray Hubbard. Sometimes we don't talk about Malachi Moore enough. But I'll tell you one though, and we'll see if you agree with this, Rob. But Damani Jackson, I don't know why we forget to like talk about Damani Jackson, but the year that he's had at the corner position, my goodness, think about this team without Damani Jackson. That's a scary thought, because I don't know who else is playing corner. I mean, it might be Deshaun Jones, no disrespect, but he is not Damani Jackson, and it might be Xavier Brown on the other side, or it might be Jalen Mbakwe and Xavier Brown, right? So Damani Jackson, I think we can now say after 10 games, he has been that guy. Clearly, the season's not over. Things can change, but I don't want people to lose sight in Damani Jackson. But I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for chiming in, Rob.
I appreciate it, Kyle. Roll Tide.
Yeah, roll Tide to you. All right. Hey, fam, if I missed you, I'm don't take offense to it. I got to cut this video. I'm trying to see this Gladiator at 12. When I leave, news happens. It's a constant thing. It's like, if you know me, like, man, like news happens all the time. So sometimes, pull away for, dinner or something like that. I mean, we'll be sitting there and like news will happen. So I'll just bust out my phone and, do the best job that I can. But, news happens all the time. That's why it's important that you subscribe. I also have a small college football YouTube channel that I'm starting. It's called College Football News with Kyle. Basically just small snippets of news that happens, as I kind of branch out to start a smaller YouTube channel. Of course, I got the Facebook channel where I talk Alabama football as well. This is what I do for a living, so I really appreciate the super chats, you guys thinking about becoming a fan funder, and just talking college football in general. Most importantly, Alabama football. I will be live tomorrow during the game, and anytime there's major news, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I want you to know this, and my closing thought as I turn 41 today. Try to stay in this space. What I mean is, while it's amazing to reflect on the great gifts that you've had in your life, and it's amazing to look down the road at what could be, don't forget to be right here at this point in time. This point in time is a blessing. This point in time of your life is where you're supposed to be. And I think sometimes we lose sight on that, right? Because we might think about some things we did in the past, or we might think of what we could do in the future. But stay here, stay in the present, be where your feet are at, and enjoy this beautiful thing called life. My name is Kyle Henderson at Bama Football on YouTube. I hope you have an amazing day. I love catching up with you guys. I really do. It is something that I absolutely look forward to. My main goal is when you guys call in and treat each and every one of you guys with respect. That's something that I really pride myself on. So coming to you from Hollywood, Alabama, Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Stay blessed. Stay good, people, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you so much for the support. And as news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube.